you seen an area, and I'll let you go into. I'm assuming you have some stories for the reason behind it, but most people out there, they have a reason. There's a reason behind what their idea or what they're wanting to start, the business they're wanting to get into, something that happened in their personal life, their professional life, things of that nature. But so yeah, if you don't mind kind of sharing some stories, or if you have a story on kind of what led you to want to start this business.
Well, my brother and I were hunting down in South Alabama. This was way back late 1999, 2000. And we were hunting with climbers. That was our choice at that point. And we both had harnesses. We climbed our trees before daylight, and I am just getting myself situated. I'm getting ready to hang my bow. And, well, I get a call from my brother. Now, it wasn't a cell phone. We didn't have one, but we had the two-way radios. So he calls me, and he said, "Are you up your tree?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "I need help. Hurry, and bring your stand." That was a message I wasn't prepared to hear. Mm-hmm. And I could hear in his voice the little tremble, the little fear. So I didn't ask a question. I grabbed my stuff. I got down the tree, and I ran to get to him just as quickly as I could. Well, the base of his stand fell out from under him. And unlike what the book says to do, attach the climber to the base, we didn't do that.
Well, I mean, I've had that same experience, so I understand.
So, there we go. We're human. We're men.
Yes.
We're doing those things that we do. So, shorten the story, we got him to the ground. John's bleeding. He's totally exhausted. I mean, he is spent, absolutely spent. He's alive. He's not hurt. And I remember looking at him once all the fear is gone, and I said, "John, why weren't you wearing your harness?" And he looked back at me and said, "Were you wearing yours?" That was the moment. And both of us had a harness. Both of us tried to put it on that morning. I remember finally getting mine on at my tree, and it's upside down. And I just got frustrated, like I had done many times. Took it off. John did the exact same thing. He tried to get his on and ended up backwards or something messed up. So we put inconvenience between us and safety and almost paid a dear price for it.
Yeah.
We were staying in a camper, South Alabama, that night. We got back there and we said, "You know what? We have families depending on us. I got kids. I got a wife. I've got an employer that depends on me. And we've got to find a way to make sure that we wear our harness." So we started, we got pieces of paper out. We spent all night drawing. Why don't we wear our harness? What do we not like about our harness? Why are we refusing to wear our harness? And we would put all those things down. And finally, we came up with a drawing of the hunter safety system.
Yeah.
And absolutely no intentions of selling one. I needed one. My brother needed one. And we had a good friend that we hunted with, Jim Barta, who was with us in the industry as well until he retired. But I wanted him to have one. So we wanted 3 harnesses. John was driving back because he lived here. I lived in South Alabama at the time. John comes back and thinking, I got to get one sewn. So he's thinking, who do I know that has a sewing machine? His sister-in-law. I'm going to go to her. I took her some material. We went and bought some Mossio camo. He had a harness. He brought it to her with a pattern and said, "Can you sew this?" She said, "Well, I'd rather not." But he says, "Would you please do this?" She did. Put it together, gave it to him. John said, "You know what? That's perfect. I need 2 more." And she said, "You'll never get another one from me. That's it."
Yeah.
And John said, "What are you talking about? I need 3 of these." "No, you don't. You got one, you live with it because I'm not building another one." And he said, "What's the problem?" She says, that was a nightmare trying to put that together. So we go, John gets on the phone. Now again, you think of God's intervention and how things work. John says, "I need to find a sewing factory, somebody that can actually sew into strapping material, not just a sewing machine. It's got to be a certain type of sewing machine." He looks in the phone book and he finds a place that is a sew company, about 15 miles from here, by the way. Calls on the phone and said, "Listen, I've got something I'd like for you to try. And can you sew a vest? Well, yeah, we can do that. Well, it's not really a vest. It's a vest, but it's built into a safety harness. Can you do that? She said, yeah, we can do that. Right off the bat, John's thinking, she doesn't know what I'm talking about. She can't possibly know what I'm talking about. And she said, well, bring it down. Let me look at it. Brought it down, hands it to her, and she looks at it, and she's kind of going back and forth. And John, who is the engineer in the background, the whole time he's shaking his head. He's like, no. She's trying to make this work. He's going, no. So finally we stopped. John, is there an issue here? And he says, there's no way that can be done. He said, that's a great idea. He said, but you can't build it. Can't build it. Why? And he said, well, to try to hold all that together, it's just a manufacturing nightmare. It's going to have to be redesigned. And so we did. We actually went back, redesigned it, brought it back to them, left it with them. They called the next day, said, we got your 2 ready. So all of a sudden that's all we want. 3 of those, we've got them set. And again, no intentions of, we're not selling these. I'm an insurance agent. John works for General Motors. What do we know about the life of commerce and going into business together? So we just wore it hunting. But everywhere we would go, people pull on the tether, or they would ask us, what is that? What are you wearing? And we'd explain it to them, and can you make me one?